All righty, we are officially live, and we've got some exciting news, and also, a little bit of scary news. At least it can feel that way. And we're going to be talking today about pivoting a channel and rebranding, and what that looks like, if and when you should do that, and also talk about niching down, because I think that's going to be a big part of this discussion, because I know a lot of people, they have a niche selected, but also they're not thinking long term as far as, will this niche actually get me to where I want to go? So we are going to be kind of going through the entire conversation that Scotty and I had about doing this. If you guys are noticing also, my camera is a little weird today. It's because I'm doing this off my laptop, because we had a power outage and I think it fried my camera. So we're going to investigate that later. But this is a perfect example of, you just got to roll with it. You just roll with the punches, right? And that's what we're doing here today. So here's what I want to do before we kick this thing off. I want to know right now, do you have a clear understanding of who you are targeting in your niche? Right now, that's what I want to know. Do you have the exact person? And I want you to think about this, like, who is the person that you are helping, whether that's helping learn how to play guitar, play piano, garden, or if it's you're trying to help someone grow their business, or if you're trying to help someone, I don't know, in their fitness journey, like whatever it is, let us know that in the comments. I want to know that right now. I also want to know how many of you are currently right now an online coach, a course creator, or you sell something online currently right now. That I would love to see. All right. So with that all being said, Scotty, I do want to kick this thing off, and we'll kind of get into the meat of it here. But I'm sure people want to know, like, Scott and Scotty, like, everything seemed to be going really well for you guys. I mean, your channel was growing. Scotty, we didn't even announce this yet. I think next week we'll do our full income report, but we're touching $100,000 since we started monetizing this channel. So some people would be like, well, why the heck are you talking about rebranding and, kind of in a sense, like walking away from $100,000? And, I do want to talk about that, because I think that's something that people will probably be asking. The question is, as far as like, why are we even considering this? Mm-hmm. So where do you want to go with this?
I guess, first of all, let's say this. Just because we're doing like a slight pivot doesn't mean we're not going to be still sharing, how we're growing this thing. The biggest honest difference is we're more targeting online coaches. All this stuff that we're saying still applies to whoever's growing a YouTube channel. It's just more on the business side of it. So I want that to kind of be clear. This stuff is still going to help anyone watching our videos. It's just, you're going to see the content is going to be more catered towards growing your business on YouTube. But you're going to see this, you follow the same steps that we're doing right now. There's no real difference. It's just we're emphasizing, collecting emails, using a lead magnet, email sequences. Like we're going to be diving deeper into that, where before it was just, how you can maximize your views, right? So that's like, I guess, the biggest little shift we're doing. But I say that because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, we're not going to be, teaching YouTube stuff anymore. Yeah. It's still, everything we're teaching is still YouTube based. It's just how we're going to get, honestly, it's how you get organic leads from YouTube or organic traffic in your ideal audience from YouTube. Like that's like the biggest shift of it. Right. And now we know, like, totally transparent. We know we're going to take a hit on views. We already have, because we're niching down. We're hitting a specific part of the niche that doesn't typically get a lot of views on their videos, right? We know this going into it, but we're okay with that. Like and again, this is why we're totally transparent with everything, guys. Like we know, and our average right now, we're like, we just want to get 500 views a video, 500. And we know with even 500 of the right views, this could be a 6 potential 7-figure business if we follow that roadmap that we're doing, right? So, that's kind of where we're going into this. And I think this was a big realization for us because, we know, the value that we give out. We know, like, a lot of the stuff we're teaching, if we put it in front of the right audience, I think like it's very valuable. That sometimes I feel like we weren't getting what we should be getting for all the information we're giving out. And again, it's not all about money, but it's also about the time we're putting into this. Cause I mean, we put a lot of time into just to get to, 6 figures, which is great, but it was a lot of work. Right. And it just felt like we're always kind of on that little hamster wheel going. And I think this is kind of going to give us a little bit, number one, air to breathe. Number two, I think more of the lane that we really truly started this thing on, which we kind of got sidetracked from, which was, helping, businesses grow their audience, right? Because that's something you said coming into this, you want to teach audience building, right? That's something you've always done for years. You want to dive deeper into that. And so I think that's something that we're finally like, you know what, screw it. I don't care how many views we get or how many views we don't get. We just want to target that right audience.
Right. So let's kind of go from like the conversation that we had that was like, okay, and other people would be looking at this going like, okay, cool. You guys have grown pretty fast, right? 34,000-ish subscribers, over 1.4 million channel views, and, just about almost at $100,000 in revenue earned. And it's like, why would you even change anything? And here's the deal. And just to be brutally honest with you, number one, there's so many people in this space of how to get more views, how to get more subscribers, how to get 4,000 watch time hours, and how to get to monetization. And honestly, to be quite frank with you, I think that's a really, really low, I don't know how to say this, just a really low way of trying to build a revenue stream, even if it's just getting the AdSense money. And if that's all you're after, you can do that. Like, here's the one thing I do want to though say is, and this is what we'll talk about here, in how a single niche focus, if you're choosing the right niche, that could mean even just an AdSense money. AdSense money could be for the same views, $300 a month or $3,000 a month, just from choosing a different niche. Okay. So, and I know that firsthand because we had another channel, Brand Creators, which was probably double and sometimes triple the RPM. And that's when you're in the AdSense program, that's how much you're earning per 1,000. So we were earning upwards of $30 per 1,000 view. In this channel right here, Live Video School, maybe $8 to $10, sometimes $12. Not bad, but there's gaming channels that are making $3. So just that alone, you do want to look at your niche that you're targeting and see like, okay, even when you do get monetized, is it going to lead you to where you're going to be happy for the content? Because let's face it, guys, you might enjoy creating content, but when you're creating content on a regular basis, you got to love it. And you got to love the people that you're working with. And we do love creators and we love people that are wanting to do this, but we also love it when we can help people that are serving their niche. So a perfect example, if someone right now, which we have people that we're helping that are in the relationship space, spiritual space, like those types of ones, right? If you're helping someone that is a mental health coach, and I'm able to get them in front of more of their people to help those people, that's a really, really good feeling. Forget the money for a minute. But on the side of that, those people are probably charging for their services. So those people are willing to invest in their education to get more views, to build their email list, and they understand that. It's hard for us to communicate to someone who's just starting on YouTube that basically wants to get to AdSense money. Right. Like, so it's like, yeah, you're like, I might want to invest in that, but I'm not quite sure, because I got to wait until I make my first $100 or whatever. So for us, it's like a ripple effect. And the way that we're looking at it is like, we want to help more coaches, online businesses that are helping. And we want to help those people get more reach. So that way they can impact more people. And then just like my shirt says, learn, teach, impact. It's exactly what we're living by. right? And so just to like I said, it's not just about the money. Although I want you to think about this for a second. And this here it solidified it for me the other day. And I said this to Scotty. And one of my mentors that I haven't personally met, but I've been learning from him for years. And his name is Dean Jackson. You can look him up. He's big in the real estate market, but he's just a good marketer, but he's old school. Like he doesn't get on the social media stuff. He just doesn't. He's just a regular dude. But I've been following him for probably close to 17 years. And the one thing that he said was, let's say that you're selling houses. And there's a house over there that you're selling that's $300,000. You have the choice to start listing houses for $300,000. You're going to get paid 6% commission on that. Cool. You still got to do the showings. You still got to do the paperwork when someone puts in an offer. You still got to put the loan papers in and meet with, like, you got to do all that stuff. You got to go to the closing. Everything is the same as if you were to sell a house for $1 million and you get 6% commission. Same commission, different pricing. You make more, same work. So that really hit me because I was like, well, wait a minute here. The stuff that we're doing here, it's the same thing that we'd be teaching to someone that is an online coach or someone that's selling their program for $3,000, $5,000, or sometimes even more. The same principles are going to apply. So we can technically still serve this audience. It's just not going to be a primary focus. And like Scotty said, the stuff that we're teaching here, it applies the same. The only thing that we're doing is we're positioning it differently. So this way here, we can reach the audience that we want to reach and that we want to impact. So that's the only really difference. So I got an email today from a guy that was like, I'm really kind of like disappointed because it kind of seems like you're walking away from this audience and you're not going to be helping them anymore. And it seems like you're just doing it for the money. And I'm like, whoa, hold up, bud. That's not the case at all. Okay. Because if you follow along, you're going to be able to take these principles. Because guess what? When I'm talking to an online coach and they're like, how do I get more attention? I'm going to be like, you got to get a good title that signals your audience, that signals the algorithm. Then you got to have a good thumbnail. Then you got to have a good intro. You got to have good content. You got to have a call to action. It's all the same, guys. It's the same. Okay. It's just positioned differently to a different audience. So I really just want you guys to understand that. And when you're thinking about, even if you're just going after AdSense money, the niche is going to determine how much you make, period. So choose wisely. All right. And you can always pivot. You can always change. This is like our second time pivoting this channel, I think. So you guys can pivot. The other channel I had, Brand Creators, we pivoted that like 3 times. As you evolve, you're probably going to pivot. Now, the only thing that we're really changing rebranding wise right now is we're going to rebrand our banner on our YouTube channel. And we're also going to be updating our description to say who it is that we're going to be serving primarily. Now, we played around with renaming and going away from live video school. Although today, another friend of mine that I was going back and forth with, who's been in online space for 20 years, he gave me some really good feedback on that. And he was like, I don't know that you need to change that because you're still teaching video. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. But Scotty and I were thinking about just doing like Scott and Scotty. And that was going to be our personal brand. And then we were going to be the 2 guys, father, son, that basically help you get traffic and turn into leads and turn into clients without paid ads. So that's our big thing, is like steady leads, more clients, no paid ads. Because we know, because I've been there, is that online coaches, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they're thinking about usually is, how do I get more leads? How do I get more clients? And usually if they're spending ads, they're like, I wonder how my ads did yesterday. I wonder if I lost money or made money. Okay. So I know the pains because I was that audience, but now we want to help people with the organic side. So that's kind of what we're doing. That's it in a nutshell. Scotty, any comments come in on that or anything that we need to address?
I love live video school. I see that. Whoop for a great community. We did have one question come in from someone in our 1K collective who just said, how will this affect members of the 1K collective? Nothing's going to change for you guys. So we're still showing up. We're still giving you everything that we got. growing your small channel. Like that. Again, here's the thing. Just because we're pivoting like the content and stuff to target now, like the more online coaches and stuff, like my dad just said, it's still the same principles apply, that you could still use the same thing on your channel that you're doing that's not technically for business, because it's still getting the attention, using the right title, having a scroll stopping thumbnail, right? It's the money part of that, right? Is taking it to the next level. Like if you're in the 1K collective too, you have the bonus right now that's in there that we would be teaching in a coaching, which is the views to inbox and the 10K launch. Like you have all of that in there too. Like that's stuff that is going to be deep, like more deeper talked about, I guess, to target these online coaches, because that's where they are at, right? Like we're trying to have the people that they're not necessarily trying just to have their channel get monetized. They don't even care if they get 1,000 subscribers. They just care about getting more clients to their business. And we're going to be sharing the way we do that, because I mean, we have people in our 1K collective that are already coaches that we've already helped, be able to generate that. It's just what we, number one, enjoy talking about more. We also know this is a longer shelf life for us that we want to be talking about in 5 years from now. That is like our kind of like our long-term goal of like, that would still be relevant. We still want to talk about that. Right. So as far as anything changing, like we're still showing up for the 1K collective. We still got our, if you're in it, we have our creators video lab today. We had a call at 5.
Yep.
And we're still going to be, again, it's almost talking about the same exact thing. The only difference is we're not focusing as much on the business side of it, which in the content coming up now on our channel, you're going to see more of the business side of things. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah. And I just want to say, like, so we've been giving out the 100K roadmap, right? Like we've been giving that out. And that basically is how we got to the 6 figures on this channel. It's what we've followed from other previous businesses. And guess what, guys? It's really the same darn thing. So if you do want a copy of that, by the way, guys, we'll drop that in the comments, or drop that in the comments that you want that 100K. Yeah, just put 100K in the comments and we'll send it to you. And the one thing I really want to stress, though, is like figuring, and when you go super niche, like we're going super niche. Okay. Now that doesn't mean we have to stay there, but another thing that Dean Jackson had said, which really resonated with me, is he was like, find that one specific problem that your audience has, and then you become the go-to resource for that problem. Donald Miller from Story Brand. If you haven't read that book, I strongly recommend you read that book. Okay. And what he basically says is the same darn thing. That's Coach Builder. That's the other one. That's another one.
I'm just saying that's Donald Miller.
Yeah. So, but Story Brand really talks about getting super clear on the problem, not problems, the problem that your audience faces. And then you're going to address it from a whole bunch of different angles. Okay. And so that's what I would say to you. So for us, the way I looked at it is like, okay, are we going to help someone build a business from beginning all the way to where they're, I mean, guys, listen, I mean, I can run through it here real quick. How to start a business, on, using YouTube. And then you got to figure out your niche. Then from there, you got to figure out your content structure. Then from there, you got to figure out, okay, I want to build an email list. Okay, we got to build a lead magnet. From the lead magnet, we got to go ahead and build a landing page. We got all of these different components, right? Then we got to build a digital product. I got to show you how to build a digital product. Like I could do all that because I've done it. Okay. But I know that becomes the same as everyone else. Like there's other people teaching like how to start a business on YouTube, how to start a e-commerce business, it's so generic. So what we said is, what's the problem in an area of expertise that we have that we could solve? And so I looked at it and I'm like, okay, online coaches, course creators, generally they want traffic or leads, clients, students. Okay. That's their thing that they want. And if I can help them, if Scotty and I can now help this audience with that problem, and we're even going a little bit deeper here. So, okay, let me help you as a coach get more traffic. And you're like, okay, cool. And I'm going to help you get more leads. And I can go, okay, you can do this. You can go and post on social media. You can post on all the different platforms. You can do reels. You can do Instagram. You can do all that, right? You can go ahead and do paid ads. You can go ahead and start running Facebook ads. You can run LinkedIn ads. You can do all that stuff, right? What we're saying is we're only going to focus on using YouTube long form to basically create evergreen assets that will bring in leads 24/7, 365 without underlying paid ads. Like, see how precise that is? We're not trying to be the LinkedIn traffic guys. We're not trying to be the TikTok. We're not trying to be the Instagram. We're focusing on the one area of expertise that we feel we can help, because I believe this as well. We can show a coach how to get 500 views on a video over a 2-week period. Let's say it takes them 2 weeks to get to 500. And then after that, they're going to get 5 views an hour, maybe even just 20 views a day. But that thing lives on. We've got one, Scotty, you said today, we've got a video that you showed me today that was from last summer. And you had a comment come in to request the lead magnet that we offered in that. And that was from not quite a year. Let's say 8 months ago. So that asset still is there. Now, do you think that on Instagram or Facebook that stuff is still coming to the surface? Absolutely not. It's not. So that's the big thing for us. You can see how narrow we went, but we did that on purpose because we're going to own that space. All right. We're going to own that space. We're not going to worry about, okay, this person over here is doing things on how to get views on YouTube and how to, generic, how to get views, how to get subscribers, how to not get shadow banned, how to do none of that stuff. Like, we don't want to play in that playground because it's so crowded. Let those guys have it. They're going to divvy it all up amongst themselves and have fun with it. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to still say, here's how to get more views for your coaching business, but it's the same principles. You can still follow it, but it's not going to be so much views and subscriber driven, which that's what we were doing. And I was just looking up here like I was looking at the camera, and I should be. I know.
I was going to tell you about.
You should have told me that. I'm looking up here because my camera's normally here, and now I'm down here. I should be looking right here.
And I want to give little shout out. Okay, so I think were you beta? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he was.
I'm losing name now. Oh my gosh, I just know he's my no fluff guy. Why? That's all I think of because he came in and say no fluff. Why can I not remember?
Yeah,
you have to remind me. I know you changed your name too. That kind of messed me up. Now you're going off over wedding, which is great. But I love that you added this in here too, which means you're actually taking in what we're talking about. Now, this is the topic because ads have gotten expensive. Yes, that's something that. Number one, I mean, that guy, wait, which way is it? That way? I don't know how to do it. That way over there. That guy is, back when you was it Amazon time you were doing your paid ads, you were testing that out a little bit and that was running you up there a little bit. And I mean, you saw the good and the bad with that.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Imagine this, right? And you will understand this because, again, you're an online coach or an online business. So you would understand this, right? If I said, okay, it's $5 a lead, all right, and we're going to, pay out and you can get 50 leads today. So, $250, or you put a video out and you get 50 leads from that. Right now, that could have been from a video from 3 months ago, but it came in with some more leads in today, and you didn't pay $1. And so that's why, we look at it like this too. So far on this channel on AdSense, we've generated over $10,000 on AdSense for this year. YouTube paid us to grow our email list if we look at it like that.
Yep.
Right, because we have now over 11,000 active emails. Now we probably have more that we've brought in that we've lost and all that, but over 11,000, and we did not pay $1, not even a penny for any of them to come in, right? That's all organic in a year's time. And actually hasn't even been a full year technically since we actually had a lead magnet too. It's probably been around 10 months. So
we have to probably look back at that though and see when we had a lead magnet. I think it was the over 40 video. I do think I put something in there.
But
So
I mean,
it
I
was
just
probably
want,
probably like June. I think it was June of last year, so it was probably close to a year.
and so I just want to, bring light to that for everyone, whether you're an online coach or not. Like, if you are, you understand the significance of free leads, right? Because you know how expensive it could be. And imagine you don't do the paid, you're getting leads coming in every day.
Yep.
And then the video that you posted from 3 months ago, heck, we had a video. Let's talk about this. We had a video. Now, we didn't have a lead magnet on it, which I wish we did, but we had a video that only had 100 views after 4 months, and now it's over 30,000 views. And if we had a lead magnet on there, we'd be getting some more on that. Now, we do have another video too that started out only had maybe 1,000 views, and that one's over 25, 30. No, actually, no, it's way more than that. Probably like 80 or 90. It's the niche one, Dad. But that one we're still getting. That was from back in September. We're still getting probably 10 a day from that, saying hooks, like coming in, right? So like, imagine for any business, if you have that in place and you don't have to pay that money for the ads, you're profiting so much more now. I think your profit levels now, right? Instead of having that payoff, that trade off, and hopefully you're selling more on the back end, you're not even paying for that. Everything you make on top of that is gravy,
Well,
so it's like,
here's the truth of that story is, and because I've purchased, leads for the other business when we were really trying to scale. It's whenever you try to scale, that word scale is scary, because when you're going to scale, you can start your ads and then they'll start to look like they're working. And then the minute you start increasing the ad spend, it just seems like it goes up in lead cost, because what it's doing is now Facebook or whatever you're using is really looking harder for other audiences, and they're colder audiences. The other thing is that we have to mention is that when you're getting a lead off of YouTube, it's generally going to be really, really warm, meaning the people already know, like, and trust you a lot more than scrolling on Facebook, seeing an ad get intercepted into your feed, and then you basically go and click, and then you go, who is this person trying to sell me something? Like, it's an interruption, versus this is you're already seeking out. Like right now, you're watching this, and I don't know, maybe you've been on here since the beginning. We've been on for 27 minutes. If you're sitting here for 20 some odd minutes with someone, you're starting to understand the person's personality. You know what they're doing. You know if you like them or not. And then from there, if you jump on my email list, you already know who I am. You're already warmed up. I don't need to sell you on that, right? So that's the big thing that I want people to understand too, is like when you're advertising paid traffic, you are definitely having to warm them people up, and it puts pressure on you to sell faster because you want to try to recoup that. So if we were to use like real numbers, and I'm just going to use a very average, but let's just say $5 per email address. Sometimes it's $10, $12, $15. Sometimes it's $2. Let's just say average 5. Well, we've got over 10,000. We've got 11,000 and some change right now that are active. Okay. So that's 11,000. If we said it was only 10,000, that'd be $50,000 we would have spent on that. Now, with that being said, we've generated over $80,000, not counting AdSense, from this brand, from our workshops or, some of our other trainings, right? So that means we would have made 30,000. But we made 80 because we didn't pay for them. And YouTube paid us $10,000 to basically put content up. So now we made that on top of that. So to me, if I was a coach and I saw this, I'd be like, I got to do that. I got to create at least one video a week, or maybe 2 videos a month. And I'm going to drop these assets out there that are going to bring in leads to my business on autopilot. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, why wouldn't I focus more here than over there on paid ads when everything is changing all the time? So that's a big one. And that's why I see this as an opportunity for us to basically go in and share what we're doing in that aspect. Not showing people how to build a digital product or do a workshop, which, by the way, we could do that. We may do that stuff on top of the other things, but right now we're not even thinking of that. We're like, we're going to go in and solve this one problem in a very specific way, but also in a very easy way. And people, where they see the value, like if I just shared that with you, I'm like, right now, and you're like, yeah, I'm spending $5 a lead. I'm getting like even 20 leads a day. You're like, okay, 20 leads a day at 5, quick math, $100, right? That's $100 a day. So that's $3,000 a month. And you're hoping that you're going to be able to get that money back, which generally it's going to take you 30, 60, sometimes 90 days, depending on how your marketing is. But if I was to tell you, what if you could get those same leads? They're warmer, they're going to convert faster, and you're not going to pay for them. And once you get the monetization, YouTube's going to pay you. And they're like, yeah, I'm in. And I'm like, all right, how about this? Scotty and I are going to go ahead. We're going to do a 6-week training with you. And we're going to basically show you and implement all of that stuff with you with a small group. And it's $3,000. So basically one-time fee you're going to do to have us help you set up things, right? And help guide you through this. And then after that, it's just free traffic. Who wouldn't do that? Because on the other side of it, they're selling a product that might be $3,000, $1,000, or even a service. They're offering something for $500. And they're like, okay, let's see. Let's do the math here. If I'm selling something for $1,000 and I get 3 customers from this, it pays for itself. Or if I just get what would that be? That'd be 300. No, that'd be 600. If I get 600, emails, leads, then it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like they're doing the math, justifying what they would be spending or what they could be making. And that's the big difference on how we can justify that we're able to also charge more. And some people would say like, yeah, but that's just greedy. No, that's what it's worth. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, how is it not worth it when you can help someone make more money in their business, make it less stressful, create assets that keep people coming in the door, and you only pay that once? How is that not worth more? You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Anyway,
I want to share this
rant there.
I want to share this too, because I kind of briefly talked about this, right? We had a video still. I mean, we have a bunch of videos, but one video still that's, I just looked at it. We're getting 7 to 8 leads a day from it. And this was posted 10 months ago. 7 to 8 a day. I just went back and looked at every day, like 7 to 8 a day. And that was from 10 months ago, right? I'm going to share real quick those stats with you. Oh, wrong one.
Hey, that's our coaching call.
Yeah, I know. You got in my way. Let me get us up on the screen. There we go. So look at this right here, and I'll zoom in for you. Okay. Did not get to 2,000 views until about 80 days, 79 days. Okay. It's now at 26,000. Okay. Which great. 26,000 is what it is. It's just a number. I don't really care about that. Okay. What I care about is, and I can't, let's see if I can switch you over. Actually, I might be able to. Yeah, here we go. Is this number right here. That's how many comments. 3,700 comments on a 26,000 views video. I want you, and here's the thing. Those are all for leads, okay? Majority of those comments, probably 90% is hooks, 100K, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I want to give you a perspective, though. I just pulled up a big YouTuber, okay? Ryan Trahan, if you know who that is. He's just entertainment, whatever, right? He posted a video a day ago. Has 1.7 million views, 9,000 comments. Mm-hmm. We only had 26,000 views with over 3,000 comments. Mm-hmm. Think of the power of that. And those emails were and those comments all led to emails for the lead magnet. So think about that. That's a small channel. And look at this big channel with, you would think at 1.7 million views, you got to have 100,000 comments on there.
Right.
Didn't even hit 10,000. And we had one hit, a quarter of that with only 26,000 views. Mm. So I just want to put that into perspective too. Like, it's not always about the views, guys. It's not always about the views. We're getting quality views, and we're also getting people to come to our business, right? So kind of wanted to share that little analogy with you guys.
Send us back up on the screen right there. Matt, we're jumping on our call in a little bit. He's in the 1K collective in the Creators Video Lab. And so Matt teaches piano, and he says, I'm excited for the pivot. Question: will the new focus still use YouTube as a foundation for growing audience reach without having to use ads or other social media? Hope so. Yes, that's it. That's 100%, Matt. You nailed it. That is it. The focus is going to be only YouTube. That's it right now. Okay. Now, if we play around with another platform and we see that there's a strategy that we can put in place that would be easy for other people to replicate, then yes. But right now, evergreen assets is what we're going to be talking about. And it's about like creating strategically the same idea though, right? It's the same idea as you're teaching piano. So now we have to reach your audience of people. Now, is it kids wanting to learn piano? If that's the case, then we have to drop kids in there a lot, right? We have to, or teenagers, or, you know, a certain style of piano, like whatever it is, we need to then signal the algorithm and signal the audience that this is what that video is about, and that's who it's to attract. So strategically, we're going to pick the right title. We're going to have a great thumbnail that's going to stop the scroll when our audience is scrolling. And then from there, we're going to have a great intro that hooks them to want to keep watching. And then we're going to teach and educate them so they're like, this is great value. And then we're going to drop a call to action in there to download a lead magnet. And that's it. Oh, one last thing. At the very end of the video, we're going to basically directly say, and the one thing that you might be struggling with even this little, song that I did was how to do the arpeggios. And I shot a video right here that shows you exactly how to master them. Watch that video next and I'll see you there. You're going to loop them back into another piece of content. And that's the strategy. And yes, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So I'm glad that you said it that way, because you basically said it exactly on how we're going to be doing it. Yes, we want to say no social media right now. Put that stuff on pause. Focus on creating long form. And I say long form, 5 to 10 to 12 minutes is perfect. And if we're not really focusing on AdSense, although AdSense is a good thing, if you shoot a video that's less than 8 minutes, you won't be able to get a mid-roll. But if we're doing this for lead generation, I don't know if we care about the mid-roll. So we can go 5 minutes if we want. I just wouldn't go less than 3, because then we can fall into the YouTube short shelf. We don't want that. And this, we're not talking about shorts either, guys. We're saying like, don't do shorts. You ain't got to do them. Do long form, 5 to 10, 12-minute videos, following that formula, and then basically create those assets to attract your audience, get them to raise their hand, get them to jump on your email list, because you're going to give them something more of value. And then you can follow up with them, and you're building your own audience using your views. That is it in a nutshell. And, it's funny because some people would say like, well, Scotty, you guys are giving it away. Like, all right, you just told us what we got to do. Why would I buy anything from you? Well, I'll tell you why. Because there's going to be people that are like, hey, I just don't know how to come up with the right title. I just don't know how to do a good thumbnail. I just don't know how to do a good intro. I just don't know how to get my content to be so tight and organized. I don't know how to, do a lead magnet. I don't know how to put up a landing page. There's a lot of those pieces that still people want to go deeper with. And if we said, let's do a 6-week sprint where we're going to basically get together once a week, and we're going to give you training that's going to get you to implement this stuff quickly and get those assets built, who's in, And so that's the thing. So even for yourself, if you are teaching something, a lot of people try to hold back the strategy or hold back the tricks. Give them out. I've been doing this a long time. I've always given it all away. And then the thing is people always want to go deeper. They want to go more, straight line. They want to, have connect the dots. They want to have your feedback. Like we're doing a call right after we get off here with you guys at 5:00, and we're going to be meeting with some creators that signed up for 1K Collective, and they're in our creators video lab. And we're going to be, I got them all queued up. We've got 10 videos that we're going to be reviewing their intros. We're going to be breaking them down. The first 15 to 30 seconds, we're going to be looking at thumbnails. We're going to be answering questions so people can get those questions answered. That's valuable. Okay. And it's valuable for people just sitting in on it because they're like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to try that in my niche. Right. So don't worry about giving away. So many people try to gate it. You don't need to gate it. People are still going to be willing to pay for speed. Okay. Cool. So we got a bunch of people on, which is great. And guys, do you think this sounds like a good pivot? Does this sound like something that sounds like you guys thought this through? Or do you guys think you guys are crazy? You should just keep teaching people how to get views and subscribers and just call it a day. Let us know. Let's see here. Yeah, Dragon Flame says, yep.
I wanted to say something too. I don't know if you noticed this, Dad, but I'm actually looking at like the live feed of our live stream, and they now have a new thing for YouTube is top fans.
Interesting.
So when you go on it gives you like XP, I guess, for either commenting or whatever, and it like rates like the top people in your chat for every live. It's pretty cool.
Who's our shining stars?
Right now, number 1 is Matt. Matt's number 1.
Matt.
We got my gosh, I can't remember his name, but our photography guy. Why can I not remember his name?
It's not Scott.
No.
No?
I can see his name. Oh, I can't remember it. But anyway, we got him. The Dragon Flame is 3rd. Everyday Gun Owner 4th.
O'Keith.
O'Keith, that's right. O'Keith Williams. O'Keith Williams. Yep, I got it.
Got it.
I was gonna say, I remember his name. I couldn't see it, but I thought O'Keith was in your name before, and maybe that's why.
Hey, I want to bring up something else with Matt. So he had said here, I'm using YouTube to build an audience and gather leads through the lead magnet, working towards launching a piano program course later this year. So Matt, we're going to talk in a little bit on our other call because I know that you submitted some questions, and we're going to definitely do that. But a couple things that Matt, I just want to share this with everybody because this was in an email that he wrote to me. And he said, my views are down. My views are down for June, and it's a little disappointing. But on a positive note, I'm still getting almost the same amount of email leads every single day. Do I need to say anything else? Right? Like, Matt, your goal is to not get as many views as you can. I'm looking up there again. Down here, Scott. My camera's usually there. It's not there today. It's down here. Your job is to just see how many email leads you're getting every day. And the difference is when you do have a course for sale or a training, or like, my question is like, why aren't you offering like virtual, like piano lessons? You can start that tomorrow, right? Or you can do a getting started piano 4-week workshop where once a week you're going to meet on a weekend and people are going to be able to sit in and you're going to give them instruction. So to me, like, I know you're trying to wait and you want to build this thing out. I never build out a program generally until people pay for it. So I would do something like, whether that's coaching, and I say coaching, piano lessons, where you're going to give like one-on-ones, like, you could start that tomorrow. And if you're getting email leads, why not make an offer to them? Like, why not say, hey, I'm going to be taking only 5 people for the month because that's all I can handle right now. And I want to go ahead and get my beta program in action. If you're interested, reply with an email and say, this is to your email list, and, reply to this email and say interested. And then you're going to see how many people say interested. And then from there, you're going to reach out to the interested people and you're going to say, hey, thanks so much for reaching out. Here's the details. It's normally going to be $150 a month, and I'm going to do it for $100 a month for the first beta group or something like that, whatever it is. And that's what you do. Like, it's literally that simple. Like, so many people wait to build their program, and then they find out they build a program, and then all of a sudden they don't sell the program. People didn't want that. They wanted something else. So I always like to just get started with like really, really a simple, messy product, meaning like it doesn't have to be perfect, and you kind of build it on the fly. And that's actually what we're going to be doing. If you guys are on our email list, I'll let the cat out of the bag right now. It's like, we're going to be doing that. So keep an eye on your emails. We're going to be basically letting people know that we're going to do a small beta group for exactly what we just talked about. And we're probably only going to take a handful of people. It might be 5 people. It might be max 10 people. And we're just going to basically email and let people know. And if they're interested, we're going to say interested. We're not going to give a price or anything like that. And then we'll give them the details once they say interested. And then you can decide if you want to enroll or not. So that's something that we're going to be doing. But that's what we've done with everything. With our 1K Collective, we had a beta class. Then all of a sudden we turned it into an evergreen class, or a hybrid, I should say. Like, people just joined the 1K Collective last week. It's closed now. And then we're going through now like weekly lessons. So they're already pre-recorded. And then we're going to do a live call today, which is they're invited to, and that's going to help them. And then next week, they're going to have another set of lessons that are already recorded. And then they're going to have homework assignment. And then they're going to come back the following week and have another coaching call. And so that's kind of like a hybrid coaching. And just to let you guys know that too, here's another thing. And I'm just going to I'm giving this all away, guys. I'm just letting you guys know behind the scenes here. Like that program right now is way underpriced, but it's priced to the market, meaning the market that we attracted, that's what they could afford. Okay. That same product, we could triple or quadruple the price, and people in that other audience would think it's a steal. So we're probably going to raise that price, and because it's going to be meant to go towards the other people. We don't know if we're going to rename it or anything. It might just still be the 1K Collective, but it's going to be geared towards the coaches and course creators in that space. But it's the same stuff, right? But the 6-week little sprint that we're going to be doing a group coaching, we're going to have more information on that in the coming weeks. If you are at all interested in that, keep an eye out for that email. All right. Because we're going to reveal that and kind of like soft launch it. And then we'll see where we're at with that, but we're excited about that. All right. We're going to wrap this up because we got to jump on our other call. Let's see here. Get ducked. Is the high dollar coaching market still good with the economy? You know what? To the right audience, yes, it is. Because to you and I, and even to them, right? If someone is selling a product for, let's just say $1,000, $1,000 isn't even really high ticket anymore. It's like 2,000, 5,000 in that range is kind of high ticket. And then you can go higher, 10,000, 20,000, but that's like high ticket. To the right audience, yes, you might notice that your sales have gone down because your traffic has gone down. So what's our job? Try to get the numbers up. If we get the numbers up, then it's going to balance itself out. But I also think if you get in front of the right audience, then yes, it's still a viable thing. But I'm not just saying create a high ticket offer to create a high ticket offer. That's not what we're doing. We're doing, the way that I look at it is we're serving the market at where they are, right? It's like where they are and what they see value in. So yes, I do think that there's still a demand if you have something that you can solve for them or help them solve in a pain point. And they can see a return. That's the big thing. Let's see here. Yeah, anything, Gaz, as far as like any payment stuff, as far for like the 1K Collective and all that stuff, you can just email me if you have any questions on that. Be more than happy to answer it for you. Yeah, thanks. Honestly, I've been thinking about that. No problem. Any tips with getting more subscribers? What's normal for the first month? Here's the deal, guys. Like on subscribers, we don't ask for subscribers, but we just deliver the content that if you like the content, you're going to subscribe. But here's the thing. If you want more subscribers, you have to have something that they're going to want to come back for and learn more about. If you're just going to, or not even learn about, it looks like, Are You Saved? That's the name of your thing. I'm going to think it's something to do with like, maybe Bible reading, or maybe it's, maybe it's going to be Bible study. If there's something where people are going to come back and want to hear another Bible study or join another Bible study and they like the way you deliver them, they're going to naturally subscribe. You can ask people to subscribe, but I wouldn't do it until you're probably halfway or 3/4 of the way into the video, but we don't ask. Because our content should speak for itself. And if people are like, this was really good, I want to get more from these guys, then you'll hit subscribe. And here's the other thing. Even if people don't subscribe, we give them the opportunity to subscribe to our email list because we give them an opportunity. I have people right now that are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, but they're subscribed over on our email list. All right. So that's really, really important too. Yeah. Online ministry. Cool. Okay. I think that's going to wrap it up. Guys, let us know your thoughts. So honestly, we want to know your thoughts. Are we crazy? Are we crazy for doing this? Or does this sound like something that we should do? And regardless what you say, we're going to do it. But we do want your feedback. We do definitely encourage you to give it to us. And again, if you see anything or hear anything that you think would be beneficial to us, definitely send it our way. If there's anything you want us to talk about or share, let us know that. We are going to keep doing our income report. So we have an income report going to be happening next Tuesday. That'll be our live stream for next week. And we'll go ahead and, we'll give you guys the full reveal on that as well, and let you know how close we are to 100K if we're not already there. Gaz, just email Scott at livevideoschool.com. So Scott at livevideoschool.com and you'll get me. Oh my, I hate social media too. Join the club. It'll be interesting to watch the pivot. Let's see here. Dragon says, "No, you both know what you're doing and talked about. Thank you for that." Let's see. Are you making an affiliate program for the program? Don't know yet. We are definitely going to be trying to get other online coaches to come on as guests and share their strategies for getting leads. And then also we're probably going to try to get ourselves in front of other people's audiences that are teaching coaching and how to, market your coaching business and things like that, where we can add value. Lullaby says, I thought that was what you were already doing. Kinda. It just wasn't tailored 100% for online coaches. All right, cool. We got to jump, guys. We got another call, and they'll give us a little minute to go get another glass of water. And I want to thank you guys. And guys, if you do want the 100K roadmap, it's the same thing that we're following. Just go ahead and comment 100K in the comments, and we'll make sure that we get you a copy. If you're watching this after the fact, you can always go to the description and find it there as well. And if you are on our email list, keep an eye out because we will have an announcement as far as what's going to happen with this new program. And we'll give you guys all the details on that as well. All right, guys.
Hey, wait, hang on. In present time, just said this. I think we got to end it how we usually end it.
Oh, like the podcast?
I think so. Why not? We're turning a new leaf right now. Let's do it.
Okay, we can do it. All right, guys. And I'm looking up there again. I'm wrong. All right, guys. And as always, remember, we're here for you.
We believe in you.
We're rooting for you.
But you have to.
You must.
Say it with me.
Say it loud.
Say it proud.
Say it proud. Take action. Woo! All right, guys. If you're in the 1K Collective and the video or Creators Video Lab, we'll see you in a minute. Take care, guys.